acids and bases. So acids and bases are actually solutions. When something dissolves in water and releases hydrogen plus ions, they will have certain characteristics. They'll taste sour, they'll conduct electricity, and they'll be highly corrosive. Acids help us, though. Hydrochloric acid is important to our bodies because it helps us digest our food. Vinegar helps us. We cook with it, and some people clean their floors with vinegar. It helps remove dirt. Tomatoes, we cook with them. A lot of our foods are acidic. That's why if you eat too many acidic foods, you're going to feel a bellyache because you already have a lot of acid in your stomach. Acids don't do that well with metals. So you'll see that metals can cause corrosion. And a lot of times when we burn fossil fuels, we get acid rain, and that's not good for the environment because then it'll break down our buildings and structures, and it will cause things to rust, and it will cause things to chemically break down. All right, bases. Bases, when they dissolve in water, they give off something called hydroxyl ions, OH. Their properties, they're not sour, they're bitter. They conduct electricity also, and they're also corrosive. They have different characteristics than acids in the sense their characteristics are the same, but they have different jobs that they do. So most of our bases tend to be cleaning products like bleach, baking soda, and our soaps. All right. When something is neutral, it's neither acidic nor basic. So our most neutral substance that we like to use is water. The pH scale runs from 0 to 14. So neutral would be what? Anybody want to make an inference? Neutral would be in the middle. So if the acidic side is 0 and the basic side is 14, neutral would be 7. Now, very often we need to know what happens in this reaction. So is it an acid, is it a base, or is the reaction neutral? We use something called an indicator. Now, we could use litmus paper. We could use cabbage juice. Remember in the class we used cabbage juice for that experiment? What happened? The purple turned green, and then it turned a light lavender, and sometimes it even turned blue. When you use an indicator, the change of color helps you identify something. Now, with litmus paper, if something is acidic, the litmus paper will turn red. If something is basic, the litmus paper will turn blue. We're going to use 3 different indicators in our class. We're going to use the cabbage juice again to identify acids and bases. We're going to use litmus paper, and we're going to use another kind of paper called Hydrion paper. Some of you might be familiar with that when you check the acidic content of your pool, because you don't want your pool to have too much acid or too much base. So sometimes you actually pour bleach. Anybody ever pour bleach into their pool? Or some people put baking soda in their pool to kind of neutral it out. You can't have it too neutral because then you're going to grow bacteria. But if it's too basic, it's going to be slimy around the edges. I don't know if anybody's ever felt that. And if it's too acidic, the parts of your motor can corrode in the filter. All right, here's your pH scale. Your pH scale ranges from 0 to 14. 0 is the strongest acid ever, and 14 is a strong base. These are going to burn you really badly. And 7, right in the middle, is pure water. So as you move from 7 to 0, the acids get stronger. So 6 is a little acidic, but 5 is stronger than 6. 4 is even stronger. 3 is even stronger. 2 is even stronger. 1 is even stronger. The closer you get to 0 is really strong. The same thing happens with bases, except the numbers get bigger. 8 is stronger than 7. 9 is stronger than 8, etc., etc., etc. And 14 would be the strongest. Look at battery acid, 0.5 pH. That's a really strong acid. And bleach is 12.5. That's a really strong base. Blood, look at your human blood, is actually 7.34. Would that be a base or would that be acidic? Well, 7 is neutral. Anything bigger than 7 is basic. Anything smaller than 7 is acidic. Your saliva in your mouth is a tiny bit acidic, 6.5 to 7.4. You want to have a little acid in your mouth because you want to kill off the bacteria. Once your saliva becomes basic, then we get worried, like, are you sick? So I'm going to let you guys check your saliva, your pH of your saliva in the classroom, individually, of course. Beer is a little acidic. Apple juice, orange juice, vinegar, cola, lemon juice, all these things have acid in it, and all of your cleaning products are basically basic. So bases are blue in litmus paper. They're bigger than 7. They're bitter they burn, and they're blue.